either you get ahead of your HR issues, or your HR issues catch up to you and they'll eat you alive. Hey, this is Iman Agay, serial entrepreneur, international public speaker, and a best-selling author. And today I'm going to talk to you about how do you maintain your team morale. That's actually a really good question. As you guys know, I have one of the most amazing teams in the world in different companies that I have. And one of the things is like, well, how do you get these team members actually work really well with each other, right? So I talked about, like in another episode, I talked about, how we hire superstars. And if you haven't watched that episode, listen to that episode, make sure to actually listen to that episode, because that is the foundation of everything else that comes to the team. Like, how do you hire superstars in the first place, right? Now, beside that, now we hire the superstar team. We hire the team of superstars. Now, how do we keep the morale of the team? Now, one of the things I always tell people is that if you start building your team, you gotta remember that either you get ahead of your HR issues, or your HR issues catch up to you and they'll eat you alive, okay? So here's the thing. If you want to have a good team, you need to invest on your human resources. And the way that you can invest on your human resources, there are lots of companies that do human resource management. There are lots of companies that have their own systems and processes for doing team building meetings. They do lots of other things, okay? So there are few things that we do in the company that has helped us really, really well. One of them is that we have a daily team meeting. It's about 15 minutes. And every day the team members get online and we tell each other about the wins that we had yesterday. We tell each other about the most important project that we're gonna finish that day. And we ask if we need any support from other people in the team, right? And as we go through that, we actually help each other a lot with understanding like how the company is actually working and how the team members are talking to each other. We also make sure that we have team meetings between each team. So we have our marketing team has weekly team meetings. We have the educational teams that have weekly team meetings. We have the strategic teams that have weekly team meetings. And yes, there are a lot of team meetings, right? However, all of that makes the team work all together, okay? But one of the things that we have a monthly team meeting that the entire team are supposed to book themselves for the whole day for doing team meetings. Because lots of times happens that we have important stuff that need to be taken care of, but then because we are busy with the daily stuff, we actually don't get the chance to get them done. So what we do is that once a month, we have 8 hours that the entire team makes themselves available. And in the morning, we get on the phone and we say, okay, so what are the things that strategically the team needs to work on? And then what are the things that the team was supposed to get done during the month and they haven't gotten done? And so they shape their own smaller team meetings within the day, right? So we start kind of saying, okay, so the three of us we need to get together for about half an hour, so we're gonna meet at this time to this time. This other group says, okay, so 5 of us need to get together and talk about this other thing. So the whole day, we plan it for doing team meetings. Now, what happens if like one person doesn't need to be on any team meetings and after 2 hours she's done, doesn't matter. She goes back and does other tasks that they have in their own system, right? But what matters is that that day is reserved for me having team meetings. Now, on top of that, we also do something else. We have a human resource management consultation company that we are really, really proud of. Their name is Spiral Dynamics. And Spiral Dynamics, we hired Spiral Dynamics to work with us 4 times a year. They come out to our events. So when we have any events, the day before our events, they come out and they work with us, with the team. And that helps us a lot. Like that helps us big time with the communication. There are lots of times that stuff happens behind the scenes. Like two team members have problems with each other. They don't tell each other. They have conflicts with each other. There are different ways that they can communicate with each other. For example, like we have some team members that are great at brainstorming, but they are not great at coming up with ideas in the first place, right? So sometimes like we may not know as like a manager, and we expect them to come up with the idea. And then when we go to these meetings, we realize, okay, they are really great at brainstorming in the idea that already exists, but they're not great with coming up ideas. Bam, okay, now we understand that. So now we understand which one of our team members are actually great at coming up with ideas, which one of our team members are great at brainstorming. So we give the task of coming up with ideas to this group of people, and then we ask these people to go ahead with those other people that are great at brainstorming and brainstorm with them to massage the idea that they had. And now we have 2 team members or 5 team members that are all happy. They're doing the things that they are amazing to work with. Now, also there are things like when you get frustrated, how do you behave, right? How do you behave? Do you disappear or do you become a jerk? And I mean, like seriously, this is one of the things that we actually had in our assessment. Like, do you disappear? Do you become a slacker, or do you become a jerk, right? And you know, when we did the test, we realized, okay, so these 3 people, they are not jerks. They're just like, this is the way that they behave when they're stressed. So these 2 people, they start becoming slackers when they actually are stressed. So as a manager, when the manager looks back and it's like, oh, this person is acting weirdly, this person is becoming a jerk. Instead of saying, oh, this person is a jerk, they're going, oh, what if they're stressed? So they get in touch with them. They're like, hey, is there anything that makes you stressed? You see the difference? Like instead of getting back to them, it's like, hey, why are you a jerk? Which kind of would offend them because they don't understand. They're just stressed, and that's the way that they actually behave with it. All right? They reach back to them. They're like, hey, is there anything that makes you stressed? And they're like, yeah, you know, I've been recently stressed about this thing. Okay, how can I support you? You see, understanding the way that people behave with like different scenarios and different stuff allows them big time, like allows us big time to be able to keep the team morale. Okay? Now, we wouldn't be able to do this without the Spiral Dynamic because they have very like kind of a specific type of tests and stuff that they did for us, and kind of allow us to run our team and kind of build a lot of relationships and stuff. If you look at the Instagram, you will probably see the team pictures that I take, like when the team is sitting together, like we have like kind of do lots of stuff, and we have a yearly retreat with our team. Where we go to somewhere warm and just kind of like have a pool and stuff like that. The whole team stays together and we hang out together. We have a ton of fun. Okay? Long story short, you need to get ahead of your human resource issues before they happen. After they happen, you still can fix them, but you might as well get ahead of them. I am super proud and super happy that we actually did that right before our HR issues came up. But literally, if I hadn't kind of taken action, like maybe in 4 months, like earlier, then we didn't have any problem. We would not actually survive the way that we survived, and our team wouldn't have the same morale as it has today. So make sure that you actually stay on top of your human resources if you have a big team, and take care of your team and do everything that you can get amazing results with your team. Okay? Looking forward to seeing you in one of our other episodes. If you are listening to this on a podcast or YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our channels. If you're watching this on our blog, make sure that you subscribe to our RSS feed on the blog, and make sure that you follow us on Instagram. Looking forward to speaking with you in the next episode.